A rocket meets a spaceman. Let's hope it's out of this world. First of four to go through to the second round. So it's Dominic Dale getting us underway. Dale's record against Ronnie before their meeting at the recent World Open was the stuff of legend. Hadn't beaten him in 26 years of trying. Lost 9 on the bounce. But Dale played exceptionally well in China to knock out O'Sullivan in the first round. Made 4 sizable breaks. Took the game to O'Sullivan. Really went after him.
One.
Well, talking of going on the attack, that was a very attacking shot from Dominic Dale, screwing in and out of baulk off the yellow. And that's precisely the approach he did take when he finally got the better of him.
Yes, and as I was saying, you watch him play and you see how well he hits the ball. And he's been a good professional, although he somehow has never been in the top 16. If you win 2 ranking events. And he started well here. That's worked out perfectly. Choice of reds, I think.
He was a 100-to-1 outsider when he won his maiden ranking title, Grand Prix, back in 1997. Beat John Higgins in the final, no less. And then a decade later,
11.
Added the Shanghai Masters title.
Obviously, the 2 highest value colours are not in play at this stage.
14.
Which is going to make things a little difficult for him to make that many.
15.
Something went wrong there. Just a badly played shot, or it kicked, or what it did. But now this blue is difficult. Awkward angle to get you close up. Although that has not caused him any problems at all.
20. 21. 26. 27.
Well, once again, he's got a bit of work to do. He might just queuing down on this ball, play into these. Maybe try and hit the red by the pink to the left of it. Well, he may have played that. It wasn't straightforward. But the cue ball
27.
was finished, well, in a place which he'd be more than happy with now that he's missed. Well, I don't think that was the right shot. He had the option to free the red by the pink there and play safe. Instead, he took on a shot you do want to get once in 10. Certainly seen the standard today increase on this table. And we had yesterday John Higgins not really scoring heavily in his win. I think it was a half century in that match. But the match we saw with Ding Junhui and Michael White, both players had a 96% pot success rate.
Okay. 4.
He's not over the line by any stretch here, and he seems to have done all the playing. I think when he takes on low percentage shots, and we've seen him take one on already, Dominic really will just wait for his chances to come. And he didn't have to take a risk there. I think that's what he'll decide.
O'Sullivan knows from very recent experience that he can't afford to take Dominic Dale lightly, because Dale will beat him if he does. The Coral series of tournaments, which he loves playing in, coming up in the new year.
See Alfie Burden on the other table looking over, and Ronnie had a little chat with him, I think. He's on the other table, just to the right as we look. That's what Ronnie was just laughing for.
That's 4 pots now that O'Sullivan's attempted. No joy as yet. And he hasn't come close, if truth be told.
Come on.
Good red from Dale, which gives him the opportunity to put O'Sullivan in a tight snooker.
So a great effort, isn't it?
Oh,
Just to
limits.
finish short, but it will go back,
Dominic
of
Dale,
course.
4.
Well, this is a good shot. That's a good escape. I could hardly have think of anyone playing it better.
Foul.
Still no joy for O'Sullivan. It's a tough pot, just off straight. Well, this isn't a gimme. Yeah. Missable those. Not much of the pocket to aim at.
Strange how this frame, like I say, has got a 46-point lead for Dominic. It seems to have been all over Ronnie in it, but he's not that sure to win it, actually, wherever all the balls are.
Well, it's got to be pretty rare for O'Sullivan to miss 7 attempted pots out of 7 at the start of a match. None of them have been easy by any stretch. Another chance here for Dale to get the first frame on the board.
Six.
So
7.
if the pink goes in, O'Sullivan could only tie it.
13. 14.
Well, it's been a sharp start for the underdog. As we know, not had a great deal of opportunity to practice of late,
14
Dominic Dale,
frame.
but
Dominic Dale.
he looks bang on the money in the early stages. Ronnie O'Sullivan remains in his chair. Dale leads 1-0.
22. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 22. Seven. 8. 14. 15. 22. 23. 28. 29. 36. 37. 44. 45. 51. Dominic Dale, 51 and 10. 1. 1. 72. 72. Coming match.
Dominic Dale without making a break. in control of that first frame from start to finish. So 1-0 to the underdog. And that's a terrific red.
1.
You may not feel there's all that much of a value in playing in behind a colour here. I think that's a good shot because dropping in behind a colour, O'Sullivan's got an easy escape.
5. Six.
Well, he was striving for an angle there to get into the reds from this. He's going to have to really belt this. Well, I don't think there was I don't think there's enough pace you can get on a snooker
Dominic
ball
Dale 6, Ronnie O'Sullivan 7.
to pop the black and open the reds up.
At least from Dale's point of view, he didn't leave anything as a result of the foul.
We've seen a lot of balls flying off the table the last few days, but this one, I mean, where else could it go? I mean, goodness me. Nearly dropped in the opposite pocket. Well fielded by the ref.
Looking to screw back towards Bork, but didn't quite get the action on the cue ball necessary. So this is probably O'Sullivan's best shot at a red so far. And finally, he gets on the board.
1.
Yes, but the black isn't on its spot. This makes the shot slightly more difficult. He's played it well. Well, he's away at least, and we'll see now
8.
if he needed a frame to loosen up. I get the feeling that neither of these two have
9.
hit many balls since their exploits in the UK Championship have ended. So we'll see how they go.
Well, he won't be happy with that cannon. That looks like end of break already.
16.
Fairly subdued start from
And
O'Sullivan,
O'Sullivan,
who of
16.
course won the English Open title last season. I think he missed half a dozen live balls in the entire final, 1-9-2. Fantastic final.
He's playing the two-cushion glance here. He hit it a little too thick. This is a tester for O'Sullivan, who we think we've all seen more confident than this.
One.
Well, he cued that one well.
Eight. Nine.
O'Sullivan would ordinarily be around the high 17 to
14.
18 second average shot time mark. So even by his standards, he's getting on with it here.
15. Twenty.
Yes, he was struggling with position there. He never felt he was really
O'Sullivan 20.
in that break.
One.
That was decent cueing from Dominic Dale, better than it looked.
Very good. That was very good from Dominic. Now this is a big shot too, playing the pink for better position. It's harder than the black.
7. 8. 13. 14. 21.
I guess the idea is just to pop
22.
these two reds in the middle of the table and then concentrate on getting on the other two reds over on the far cushion there, left cushion.
Not hanging around, is he, Dominic? He's going for it, just as he did in China.
37. 38.
Well, it's not too bad. I think he might have tried to get the cue ball further down
45.
to put that top red to the right middle, but he could still play that red up into the green pocket. But I think the one stayed down on it, but it always, at that pace, looked like it would drop. So here's the big shot of the frame.
Sure.
Maybe a heavy contact. You
51.
can't really see the opening of the pocket very well on this shot from where he is. Oh, terrific. Very well
52.
struck.
Didn't want the cannon and the pink, otherwise it would have been
59.
perfect position.
If he got on the yellow perfectly, frame was over, but he knew that all those
Dominic Dale,
balls in the middle of the
59.
table were a big target to aim to block off the yellow, and he's actually played it pretty well. Well, that it actually worked out well, because he hasn't put the brown safe.
Foul. And a
Well,
miss.
yes, absolutely. It was blue first. Ronnie calling that foul on himself. And now that means Ronnie can only tie the frame.
Dave,
I
have the
mean,
image, please.
the blue couldn't have moved had it not been hit first. So that's Ronnie calling that foul on himself. And anyone wondering why the miss was called with 27 in it, that rule was actually changed. There would have been a time when the referee would not have called a miss because the tie was only possible, but that's now different. It's not bad at all, is it? In fairness, not bad at all.
He's got to hit it this time. So O'Sullivan needs 6 colours to force a respot. Miles off with the attempted pot. Now trusting to luck.
Well, not uneasy.
Two.
Wow. Well, I wasn't sure that was going from left to right a bit, but it still held its line enough to go in.
So it's going to be 2-0,
5.
and that's a thoroughly merited scoreline. Dominic Dale has been much the sharper. He's flying around the table, almost Judd Trump style here. Very much the method he used in finally scoring a victory over
9.
O'Sullivan. Worked for him that day, and so far so good here in Glasgow.
14. 20 and frame. Dominic Dale.
Doesn't bother with the black. Break of 59 in that frame from Dominic Dale at the Scottish Open. Dominic Dale, who waited over a quarter of a century for his first win over Ronnie O'Sullivan, might be celebrating a second one in the space of a few weeks. Break of 59 in the previous frame. He's attacking the balls. And O'Sullivan just hasn't been able to get going as yet. Played better in the second frame. The long potting's not getting any better. That's 0 from 8 from long range.
One.
Dominic might not think it's worth taking a expansive
Game
shot on the brown to try and get the reds open or anything like that when he gets the vibe that maybe
Dominic Dale,
Ronnie will
1.
give him another chance fairly soon. It may not happen like that, of course, but it might be what he's thinking.
Dale has played some good safety as well when he's not been potting. Acknowledgement from O'Sullivan. He's at 81% in that regard. O'Sullivan at 64.
Foul. Name is Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
I understand Ronnie playing the shot rather than having him put in again. And he's not one in at longish range. Now, that's the best shot he's hit. And he has half a chance here of getting in. Screwing the well away from the black, just below it. Now this has turned into a good chance within 2 very good shots.
8. Nine. 16. 17. 24. 25.
He's always played the most delightful of cannons when in amongst the one that
32.
was, by his standards, pretty simple. Brink, I believe, goes to the right corner.
33.
Through the gap.
$40.
Very nearly wide.
47. 48. 55. 56.
Well, this has been O'Sullivan back to his best. Got in with an excellent longish red
53.
and a good black to follow, and hasn't looked back since.
I have to say, even when he's been playing well this season, the one thing he hasn't done is started matches well. He's lost a lot of the first frame
71.
or two in matches, not in the home nations, but in other things. It's almost like he's a bit
72.
slower to get a grip on conditions these days. I know he's a little bit erratic sometimes, but it's not even that I'm speaking about. Even when he's been playing well, not functioned straight
79.
away.
Having made a career out of bullying his opponents by making a fast start, but this is much more like it from O'Sullivan. Superb break. Every chance it'll be century number 20 for the season.
Foul.
Ah. Or not,
Ronnie O'Sullivan 80.
as the case may
Dominic
be.
Dale 5.
And Akani has given O'Sullivan trouble in the past at the UK Championship. That's a mistake from Dominic, though. O'Sullivan potentially straight back in.
One.
The blue, as you can see, this is a horrid shot. Very thin. He literally, well, he keeps changing his mind. That's remarkable. That is remarkable because he changed from right to left-hand side about 3 times on that, and you're meant to start this whole process again. But he stayed down on the
6.
shot. Kept changing his mind on the shot while he was down. Never seen anything like it, to be honest.
7. 13.
I like the way the referee says thank
14.
you there. Say thank you for not just blasting your next shot while I'm still putting the last one on the spot.
$20.
It's a good
21.
shot to screw that red away. Yes, if you're refereeing Ronnie O'Sullivan's match, you really have to have your skates on. Alex Crisan is doing everything he can to keep up.
27.
And he's doing a good job, I might add. Good referee, I think.
28.
He's putting in... But might get time and a half for this match, you never know.
Danger money. Well, out of the blue, O'Sullivan's
O'Sullivan,
missed a sitter
28.
just when it looked as though he was poised to level at 2 each there. He'd really got on a roll. Now ranked down at 93 in the world, Dale. He has been as high as 19. Never quite cracked the top 16, even though he won those 2 ranking titles.
Yeah, I think that's correct, that ranking, 100% right. But it's his first of 2 years, so he'll be able to build on that ranking next year when his second year of points start to go on. He is a better player than that sort of a ranking.
They were going in the first couple of frames, but Dale hasn't potted a ball now since he led 2-0. And that's a good pot from O'Sullivan. Wriggled a bit, but he struck it well.
1.
That's the first long pot of any description he's made in this match. First from 9. So he's just finding his range
7.
in the end. In his own way, it's turning into an interesting battle between these two now.
8.
It wasn't really a match early on. Dominic was all over Ronnie.
$15. 16.
Yeah, he didn't land ideally on the pink there. It was
O'Sullivan,
a little bit
16.
awkward than it might have been. Awkward enough to miss at that pace. Had it been a bit slower, it would have dropped, but at that pace, no cigar.
1.
Yes, big moment, because if somehow Dominic could find a way of winning this frame, it would be very significant in a short match. Ronnie's been in twice with proper chances, which he hasn't won the frame off.
6. 7.
So it's got to be in and out of balk to keep the break going. And as a result of that, no man's land positionally.
12.
Yes, he's right in between shots here. So he's done well because he was close to a shot in the middle or the bottom.
13.
Went for the bottom, and the problem was he was always running back to bulk, almost unavoidably so. Now he's going to try and hide that cue ball in behind a colour. Didn't want the pink in, but he hasn't got the
13.
snooker either, so didn't quite achieve what he was looking for there, to his disappointment.
Well, this is a big frame now, isn't it? O'Sullivan's had a couple of chances. Dale's now back at the table. If he can win this one.
Well,
5.
that's a safety shot once again. Just get the feeling that
Coming on,
Dominic
5.
is happy to just wait and see what comes his way. And early on, they were coming his way. Ronnie's playing a bit better now, so maybe Dominic will have to find a bit more if he's going to win this match of his own, rather than hoping that O'Sullivan will just break down.
26 the deficit for Dale. 51 still available.
Well, there you can see he's got clear access to this red, but it's by no means easy.
One.
Have a guess what the next shot's going to be. Go on. In behind the black.
Dominic Dale, 1.
Doesn't look much fun, this shot. How's he going to hit one here? And what can he do? I think perhaps that's an option. I think this is the only possible way of getting out.
Dominic Dale, 4.
This is going to go back a few times, I think, if he can't hit it. Needs to be a little careful here. O'Sullivan doesn't give away a lot of points because he's playing to screw this with a touch of right hand side. And the look in Dominic's eyes suggests he's not on one.
Well, judging from O'Sullivan's gasp, that was an attempted pot.
Yes, of course, he didn't have to go for one there, but he chose to. But he missed it by a mile.
But again, a little fortunate, having missed by such a margin that he didn't leave anything for Dale to go at.
It's actually a very good shot at that pace. When he was confident he could hit it and push it to the other end of the table to the cue ball. Well, that's what's known as a safety shot. It was played pretty well. So that's pretty well played. Now, what does he do here, O'Sullivan? And the red is going perilously close to the left middle.
Yep, chance for Dale. Nothing safe. Just 21 behind.
1.
Well, any other colour but the yellow means he won't need the black.
6.
I think in an ideal world he'd have played on the green, because now he's overrun it and he's snookered himself somehow.
Looking on course for 3-1. He may yet achieve that score, but he's going to have to win the frame again now.
That's worked out well. He played the right shot, I think.
Yeah, excellent shot, acknowledged by O'Sullivan. Advantage Dale.
Foul, miss.
Well, he has played it better, but he still missed it.
Foul, miss. Dominic Dale, 7.
So take 3. Oh, that's so much better. Got there in the end.
What a pot that is. What a terrific pot from
2.
Dominic Dale. Too much side by the looks of things.
Yeah, this is not a humdinger this time.
5.
Now in behind the black again with a cue ball is the plan. Well, he's winning this little battle, all right, Dominic. There's no
5.
question. He's got Ronnie in a lot of trouble. Has done for the last few shots. His points are
miss.
mounting up that he's giving away as well
4. Back.
in shots missed. Good contact this time.
Dominic Dale is playing solidly enough that a 3-1 deficit is going to be tough for O'Sullivan to recover. So these are big moments in this match. Wow.
4.
A sense of all or nothing about that one, but there's a long pot in the nick of time for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yes, he might have played it at that speed because he felt he could just block
9.
the brown off with the blue and pink. But now he's got the angle here, or if anything, too much angle to get in behind the black. Now he's got the pot. Has he got the cannon over the middle pocket? If so, it's some shot, and he's played it. If he played that, it's a brilliant shot. I'm not so sure he did. Dominic grinning.
Well, O'Sullivan shook his head as if to indicate he didn't. Oh,
Foul.
you're kidding me.
And frame. Dominic Dale.
He's just blown the frame. Extraordinary. Perhaps irritated that he fluked the cannon. I don't know. Either way, he's just gifted the frame. An early Christmas present for Dom, and he's one away from victory at 3-1. And that surely settles the argument. So we do indeed still have a match on our hands.
8. 9. 16. 17. 22. 22 and frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
From the ridiculous to the sublime from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's back in the hunt.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes since he last potted a ball. That's now erased from the records.
1.
Again, it's not an
down
easy
1.
shot to continue the break.
Not the best from Dominic. Half a chance for O'Sullivan. Yeah, good pot. O'Sullivan with his hand firmly on the table. Made no mistake with that one.
Yes, as you called, the previous shot from Dominic was not the best, and it gave Ronnie that opening.
8.
Just overscrewed a little bit there. Red to the middle, I think, is the safest option.
9. 14. 15. 20. 21.
Well, the bunch are quite tightly grouped. Alex Grisan again
26.
keeping his eye on this. Potential waistcoat fouls that O'Sullivan might have made.
27.
He's on the ball. That's okay. He screwed it and got enough zip on the cue ball for it to sort
34.
of go through the bunch a little bit, as you see there.
35. 42.
Yes, Ronnie back at 15 seconds per
43.
shot, which is interesting when you think how much he struggled in the match. He hasn't played well. He's still playing quickly, even though he doesn't look particularly confident, which the two things don't very often go together.
50.
But by playing so quickly, it feels like he's only just come to
51.
the table and he's far away from putting the frame beyond his opponent.
Yes, and after the fourth frame aberration,
58.
Sullivan has clicked back into gear, hasn't he? He's looked very much
59.
concentrated on trying to turn this match in his favour.
Yes, it's a 3-minute break, which is
64.
within one shot of winning the frame. Frame is safe. 3 minutes, 14
65.
seconds from when he potted the first ball in it. Amazing. And we have
72.
Philip and Decider coming.
We do. It's been one of the more curious home nations matches so far. Goodness knows what Dominic Dale's making of it all in his chair. Ronnie O'Sullivan's reminding us of his brilliance
O'Sullivan 80 and the frame.
and unpredictability. Just 15 seconds
Deciding
per shot.
frame.
Not so
Dominic
much a
Dale for
handshake as touching gloves ahead of this final round to determine who goes into the last 64 in Glasgow. Terrific red.
This is right. We're right down the line of it, and it's bang in. So this is a good way to start a decider.
5.
It's much more like the usual rate of success from distance for O'Sullivan. And it has to be said that in the
6.
last two frames, he's looked as sharp as attack.
At the UK Championship, his match with Ding Junhui was of a
12.
very high standard. Ronnie from 4-1 down, knocked in a 70-odd, if I'm not mistaken, then a couple of centuries to get to
13.
4-all. It was like a standard we hadn't seen all week. Well, a nice cannon, but now, of course, he goes into the pink and the reds above it might well be
20.
disturbed here. Needs his cue ball to do something, slow down a bit lively.
21.
I can assure you of one thing, pink to the right middle was not in his thoughts.
That's a terrific shot.
Another awkward shot to the middle. Quite a narrow angle, this red to the left middle. Well, he made it look like
28.
shelling peas. As I say, it wasn't the simplest of shots. He got out of position when he opened the
35.
reds, but retrieved it with the pink to the middle. And whatever cobwebs were there
36.
early on seem to have gone.
Now beginning to boss all of the stats. the way that Dominic Dale was.
52.
But belatedly, O'Sullivan has discovered his appetite for this match. And that's bad news for Dominic Dale. Already at 59.
O'Sullivan looking totally focused.
What a break this has been.
67.
Quicksilver brilliance from Ronnie O'Sullivan.
68.
That was frame ball. That was match ball, barring snookers.
Yes, and the aberration on the black at 3-1, which took him to 3-1 down, for many
75.
people will be a distant memory now.
Since then, it's been
76.
exemplary stuff.
There's never been a player like O'Sullivan. You know, not everyone likes all of the way he plays, but I have to say there's been nothing like it I've ever seen. And what a way to win a match.
And match. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
A match to remember for all sorts of reasons. And Ronnie O'Sullivan returns to winning ways over Dominic Dale. He did it the hard way.